Hi everyone, this is our test automation meeting and today is March 5th, 2020. Just a reminder, these meetings are public and recorded and posted onto YouTube. With that, let's go over the status and updates as usual. Okay, Infosys, anybody from Infosys on the call?
Yeah, hi Sujitra, Gayatri here.
Hello?
Hello, Sujitra, can you hear me?
Yes. I hope people can hear me too.
Gayatri here.
Okay. Hi, Gayatri.
Yeah, hi. So currently I am working on 2052 for the bandit profile validation. Scripting is almost completed and as the physical code is not actually up here. So we are waiting for that to test in physical code and then submit it to it. And parallelly I'm working for 2542.
Do you have one more ticket?
Yeah, 2542.
I don't know.
Working on that.
I'm sorry. I don't know.
I think I didn't tag that to test automation epic ticket. I will do that today.
Okay.
So that is the update from my side. And for Surat also that 2054 he has done. And again for him also the physical code is not available for validation. So once that is up and running, we will be able to submit that to Jared review.
Okay, so the patches are already, the code, everything is, that's what you're saying.
Yeah, yes, Sujitra.
Okay. Thanks, Gayatri. Is Hema on the call too?
No, she's on leave actually for a couple of days.
When is she back?
She'll be back on Monday.
All right. Yeah, there are a couple tickets that I wanted to move away from, move those from Voltha 2.3 release, like this one, 2450, adding ONU state check in the setup keyword. We already have ONU state checks that we have been doing, but we don't have particularly in the setup itself, which we might not be doing. So
yeah,
I'm thinking that we can move this to future. I hope she is not working on that right now.
okay, I think she has done that. I'm not sure about it. I will confirm it once.
Yeah. So even if she has done that, she can submit the patch for it, and then
yeah, okay.
But this is not that important when compared to the other tickets that she is working on for the data plane functionality.
Okay.
Yeah, and I also see that this scenario 2590.
Yeah.
So I will move this as well to the future.
Okay.
Okay, and then I think there are two tickets that Suraj has. One is the data plane validation, and there are two other tickets that he is working on, but I'm not sure if they have been really being coded, especially this one.
Yeah, hi Suchitra.
Hi,
Suraj here.
hi Suraj.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't really on the call.
Yeah. Actually, these two tickets. I mean, in next week, I can submit. So I was just trying on my local VMs and trying to remove the errors. So yeah, 25, I think 2591 and 2589. Yeah.
Yeah, 2589 probably can you work on 2589 after the technology profile verification ticket is done, because we do have verification points that we perform for the OMCI flows pushed state uh,
Right.
for ONUs.
Yeah, actually, what happened, Suchitra, as our in meanwhile, like our setup was in the hardware was in migration, right? So that data plane scenario, I could not test that. So I thought to in between those days I should start with these pending tickets. So that's why I just picked them up. So almost done. So I'm not going to spend much time on this one. So the primary focus would be on data plane only, that validation for tech profile. But regarding this, regarding this particular one, I checked these scenarios. But herein, I mean, uh, we are recreating. I mean, we are deleting the OLT, and the sequence is different. I think than the other cases. So I thought to encode these also.
Okay, so the scenario, yeah, I have it here. The description is here. So I just wanted to confirm, are you going to create a new test case, or are you going to create some validations in some keywords?
No, this will be the just a new test case only. These steps will be in means it will be in particular sequence only. I mean, we will disable delete the ONU first, and then we will disable delete the OLT then. So here this just a sequence. In this sequence, I will do these things and just validate our OEM CI flows pushed or not. So, yeah.
Okay, why I'm saying is we do have some test cases that we are doing, like let's say in the functional suite, we have disable delete ONUs, disable delete OLT, and then we are doing um, setup keyword where it adds the OLT, and then we are performing the sanity test, and where it is also checking for the ONU states are reached to the correct states.
Right.
Except,
I
yeah, go ahead.
I in setup means there is one keyword delete devices and verify. I think delete. So in that I think we are deleting the means disabling the OLT and deleting the OLT. OLT. Means that is the step is first. So here in what I could see is that we are disabling deleting ONU first, and then we are going to OLT. So
Yeah.
uh, a bit of a change in sequence. So I thought, and also we have found an issue around this one.
Hmm.
So that got so had it been into our functional suite, it should have captured it. That's why I thought to push this sequence better.
Hmm. Okay. All right. So what is the plan that you want to do for the check devices? That what I'm trying to say is we don't have a test case which does exactly these points, but when you go through one of the tests, I mean a sequence of tests, and one test is deleting it, and then the other test is creating the device. So I was coming from that side.
Oh,
So the sequence is already being performed as part of the test cases. Yeah, but if you
oh,
already if you have some time and you started working on it, yeah, please continue, but maybe you can add some more validations that we have not been doing in functional, so that would help us in the.
sure, Suchita, got it.
Okay, so I'll leave it here for now for this week in Volta
Yeah,
to
sure.
then.
Yes, please. Yes.
Okay, thank you, Suraj.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I think these are the only tickets that you have, I guess.
Right.
Okay, so anything else from your side?
That's all I have.
Okay, thanks so much. Um, and Hema's, any updates from Hema's side? I think Gayatri already mentioned about those, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on. Um, Hardik is on the call. Is Hardik on the call?
Yes, hi Suchitra.
Hi, Hardik.
So yeah, this 2550, I've not started working on it yet, though I was planning to, but I discussed with Andrea here, and he said probably it's better if we finish off testing the already written test cases on the pod hardware.
Mhm.
Moreover, this is an OLT delete scenario, and this may require testing it on with the multiple OLTs. So even in the BBSIM, I was waiting for the work item where we'll be able to bring up the kind Volta setup with multiple OLTs. So
Multiple OLTs, you're saying?
yeah,
Which one is this?
multiple BBSIMs. Yeah.
This one? This one?
Yes. So currently I have this one on my name. So I've not really started working on this yet. But this requires
Multiple OLT setup. I believe that multiple OLT we are moving to the next release after 2.3. So
yeah.
yeah, so if there are any other tickets that you plan to work on, maybe you could work on those like with single OLT and multiple ONUs scenario. So I'm not sure
Mhm.
if there is a plan for anyone to work on these tickets right here.
Okay.
Yes.
So this 2545 also this is actually required on hardware to verify. So I checked with the today only about this. And others also currently I'm not planning. I'll check with them because meanwhile I've started working on the stabilization and there are some other Jiras. So currently I've worked on that.
Okay.
So yeah, I think I can pick some of this and can start. I'll update as in.
Okay, thank you, Hardik. It's just that I'm trying to move some of the tickets to future, so if we don't want to deal with in this release 2.3.
Okay. Okay.
So once you pick them up, then let me know. Then I'll move the rest of them to future.
Yeah. Sure. Sure. So I'll update you.
Okay, thank you. And by the way, regarding the hardware, do you use the Berlin pod to verify the test cases?
We tried to, but there were some issues with that. So for till now, we have really not tested these on the hardware.
The sanity test cases that you created.
Yes, yes. So they're still just BPSM tested.
Okay, so hardware, you mean the functional issues or is it the pod issues?
It's more like the pod issues. So we thought of trying it with the GPON setup, but there are some issues with that. So Entry is actually looking into it.
Okay. Okay, thanks, Hardik. And any update on this ticket from David?
I'm really not. I actually asked Andrew to check with David on this, so maybe he'll do that.
Okay, so is he?
Yeah, if he's not actively working on this, maybe I can take. Yeah, Andrea is here. Andrea, on that one, David. Do we have any update? If he's working on this?
I don't have any update, unfortunately. I can ask Antonio and Marika and the other folks. I know he was having some issues setting up their environment and that he was struggling with that for a long time. We could put a time boundary on it and say if we don't hear back from him in like a couple of days, we deassign it from him and just take it up ourselves. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, sounds good. If you are able to follow it up with him, and then if Hardik has bandwidth to take it, then maybe this is the best test case that we can work on with single OLT and scenario.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay, perfect. Yeah, we'll reach out and decide after that.
Okay, thanks, Andrea.
Thanks.
Does David also sit in the same location where Hardik is?
So he is 2 weeks per month, but unfortunately, with the coronavirus situation, we don't exactly have a schedule for this very precise. He was here the past 2 weeks, not this one, the one before. So I'll see him then hopefully in 2 from now, well, 1.5. But I'll reach out to Antonio. He knows exactly what he's up to, and I'll make sure to update the state of this accordingly, hopefully today or tomorrow.
Okay, no problem. I was just curious where you he's usually from. Is he remotely?
He works from home 2 weeks 2 weeks, and then comes here 2 weeks.
Oh, okay. All right. Thanks, Andrea. Thanks, Hardik. Anything else?
No problem.
Anything else, Hardik, from your side?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Anyone from Atran here? Torsten, are you on the call?
Yes. Hello, Sushitra.
Hello. Hi, Torsten.
Our tickets were moved to future by you.
Yes.
So we can't see here
Yes.
anything. But first of all, we've got a lot of problems switching to Python 3. So we had to do a lot of days to come to our work point again. But Uwe has finished his work with the ticket we can't see here. And he has a pending pull request and waits for the responding by David. I think he wrote a mail to you this morning.
Oh, okay. I'll check on that.
So we wait for David. And I will go on with my ticket with the multiple OLTs. And hopefully I will finish it tomorrow or the beginning of the next week.
Okay. Thank you, Torsten. Yeah, so we just moved those tickets to future because this is related to multiple OLT. And for this release, we don't have a high priority on the multiple OLT scenarios. So for 2.3, so that's why they are moved to future. But yeah, please continue as you have been doing your work on those tickets. Thanks a lot, Torsten. Okay, from our side, ONF, anyone, Hangwei, Andy, Zach? Zach, do you want to go on this ticket? Or
Yeah,
do you have a closure?
I think that's going to get bumped out over because there's some changes that Kent has been doing to containerize the Golang CI tool, and I'm not sure if that's going to be compatible with that. I might move this to future because it's not really super necessary, but I'll do that.
Shall I move it right now?
Yeah, sure, go for it. And then the other thing that I've done, there were some questions about using the ride robot IDE. I'm wondering if those got resolved. I think Andrea, you asked that. Was that with? I forget who that was with.
Maybe Atran.
Yeah, was that Torsten? Were you having the trouble with running the ride IDE?
Do you mean right?
Yes, the robot GUI interface.
Yes, we have some problem with it.
Okay.
Right. It's still open.
Alrighty. If you continue to have trouble with that, let me know. I haven't used that tool, but I'd like to make sure that we can. If you're going to be using that, I know that some other people are using that over in the mobile team. So Yeah, let's continue that conversation over email. I don't want to drop that and have it be an impediment for your work.
If at some point it is working, then maybe this call would be a good place to have a little demo of how to use that. Yeah, because I've never used it either. I just use the text editor, but maybe I'm missing out on some important features that Ride has.
Yeah, I have used Ride before, and there were some issues in our test environment bringing up because it does work. The Ride IDE comes up, but what happens? It's suddenly the IDE freezes and then it just crashes.
Okay.
There might be some memory requirements. Maybe I have a very low memory on my test dev machine. That could be a reason. But yeah, it has pretty cool features as well, where it generates, it gives you a way to write the keywords in a proper order, and then like any other IDE.
Sure.
Okay.
Well, maybe it's not high priority to get that working since it's never worked before, it sounds like.
But yeah, if it's useful.
Still, yeah.
Yeah, I when it stopped to work, I felt like I was handicapped, and then I started using a text editor, and now I got used to text editor.
Yeah. Okay. And the other thing that I'm aware of is that there were we were previously for some of the SIBA tests we're not using the new Cord robot library. And we've switched away from that. This isn't related necessarily to the Voltha testing, but everything should be functional, both SIBA and Voltha tests on master, including the SIBA in the box tests. So that's a good move forward because we have compatibility now of that library. I think that's all I have. Andy?
Thanks, Zach.
So there was a request last week to document the Cord robot resources and publish them on the Voltha docs page. And so that is done now.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, if you go to the Voltha docs page on the left under testing, you'll see the package Cord robot documentation, and that has all of the resources in the Cord robot library. The other thing that was added is right below that on the left, the Voltha system tests README. Yeah, just that one is the one I'm referring to. This is the same information that's available on GitHub. If you look at the Voltha system tests repository, but we just pulled it in here too so that people could have kind of a one-stop guide for looking at all of the documentation. And I did recently make a pass over this README and tried to bring it up to date. So if you notice any stale information in there, please ping me and I'll fix it up.
Okay, thanks, Andy. Andy, did you also include the virtual environment and for the Cord robot to work?
It should be, the instructions here should be accurate in terms of all of the commands in the README use the makefile, and the makefile automatically sets up the virtual environment with all the right dependencies.
Mm-hmm. Okay, if it's there, then that's good. Yeah, that's the only thing that we have recently added, so I was just wondering.
Yeah. Again, so if anybody runs into trouble with these instructions, please ping me and I'll fix it up.
Okay, thanks a lot, Andy.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, Hang?
Yeah, I have two issues, and the first one is to install the latest version water control in our testing pipeline. and I finished the page, but I just need to test it on any physical part. So just wait for testing. And yeah, this one.
Right.
Okay. And
if you don't mind, can you use this on, because right now the FlexPod is also not available. So I was wondering if it's okay. Can you use Burning Pod?
Burning Pod? Oh yeah, I can use the Burning Pod to test this page.
Yeah, please, because because anyway it's night for them, so you can use that.
Okay, no problem. And the other issue is support the other power switch. We install the other power switch in the Berlin so that we will be able to test the physical power up, power off for the ONU. And this page is finished. So, but I just need to test in FlexPod to make sure nothing be broke down.
Sure, thanks, Hang. And there are some changes, little changes that we should make. So
yeah,
during testing, we can just do that.
Yeah, but do you have any estimated data when can we get the FlexPod?
FlexPod should have been up yesterday. I mean, even on Tuesday, but yesterday they found some issue and they had been working, and I haven't heard any update in the evening.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know. Now I'm losing hope when it will be up. Probably end of this week, maybe.
Okay, thank you. That's all to me.
Okay, so tomorrow you'll be going to Flex, right? So probably you can ask them.
Okay, no problem. Yeah,
then,
I will explain.
Yeah, and then we can discuss offline about some of the things.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks, Hang. Oh, I think I assigned to somebody else. It's not you, Hang.
Okay, just add to me.
Yeah, this is the integration we talked about.
Yeah, let's go test. Okay.
Integrating the new tests, scale tests into Jenkins.
Okay.
All right. Okay, thank you, Hang. Anybody else? Is Debashish on the call?
Yes, Suchitra.
Hi, Debashish.
Hi.
A long time.
Yeah. I just got caught up with some other aspects of work, so I could not come into the meetings. Yeah. What about the test cases that were provided? So probably those are there in the main streamline.
Yes, the ones which you have created.
Okay, so from the Excel sheet, so I will start looking into that, Suchitra, and as per discussion, if you are going to provide us the new set of test cases, we will work on it.
Okay, thanks. I will create a ticket today, the ones which we discussed last night about 16 ONU setup, the one which we had before.
Okay.
So for those, we can add more functionalities on it because we will have discovery part, and I think that's all we had. Regular sanity based auth, DHCP, and pings.
Okay.
Yeah, so we can just extend it to like disable and enable of ONUs. And I'll create a ticket and assign it to you.
Sure. I'll work on it.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Debashish.
Yeah, thanks. And one more, Suchitra, regarding the question that I had asked, like with current BBSM, are we able to simulate the data path, or it's only the management part till now?
No data path with BBSM currently.
Okay.
There's no support. Yeah. Yeah, so that's the reason. If there are any pings and data plane scenarios, then we have to use pod to test.
We have to. Can you come back?
No. If there are scenarios that are related to data plane validations, you will have to. Yeah, you will need to execute those tests on the physical pods hardware.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah. So, do you also have a pod available, or just the virtual environment?
No, we only have the virtual environments, and we are just limited to the management plane testing only as of now.
Okay.
We wanted to typically have one, but then we are looking into the feasibility of using seeing if we can do something with the lab that you generally support.
Okay. Yeah, so yeah, we can help you in executing your tests until meantime.
Sure. And I'll connect with Hang actually. So since we want to see a view of how exactly the lab works, so I'll get in touch with Hang actually if we can set up an VPN or something. I'll try to get that thing installed actually.
Yeah, Hang and also Zach is also working on the connectivity between ONF and other locations.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so Hang and Zach, please reach out.
Yeah. Then I'll reach to them.
Okay, anything else, Debashis?
No, nothing else. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I'm the last one. So I have 3 tickets that are in progress, and the updation of the CI job. I'm sorry, not CI jobs, I should say. The nightly jobs, which I have integrated almost all the test cases that are working. Right now we have like 15 test cases in total on one pod and 16 on the other one. But there are some failure restart scenarios which are still pending to be added in the nightly jobs because of some issues that we are seeing with the restart scenarios itself, and people are aware of those issues with the container restarts. So I have not added those. So until there is a point where I can add these tests, I would like to keep this ticket open so I can work on it. And regarding the other, there are some issues. Yeah, by the way, we are working on to create new jobs to support OF agent-based Go version installations on the hardware pods. That is almost finished, and probably we will integrate it today, and then Jenkins will have new jobs for the pods that we want to have the Go version based installation. So only on master though. So I am going to create new jobs most probably by tonight. Okay, any questions before we move on? Okay, I think this item took a little longer today. Sorry for that, but I just wanted to make sure that we will be able to complete the work for 2.3. And if there are any tickets that we cannot, then we should be discussing them and then move into future release. Yes, hello? Is anyone in?
Okay, perfect. Yeah, no, I was.
Okay, that's Andrew. All right, so pods and issues. I know that Infosys pod has some issues, and Zach, is this related to Infosys as well?
Yeah, Hema was having some trouble earlier with the JNLP connection. I fixed it. It was a problem with some firewall settings on the Jenkins machine, and now it's working fine.
Okay, thank you. And Gayatri, do you have any update on this, Infosys?
Yes, Sujitra. So we have the ports up and the authentication is not working actually now. That is the issue with the physical port. And with the Jenkins, the build has got passed, build job has got passed, but the test jobs are failing. And Hema told like that she has submitted a config file and that needs to be merged, that she has pinged in the Slack.
Okay, yeah, I'll merge it today.
Yeah.
So the migration activity is actually completed, right?
Yeah, the migration is completed. The ports are up now. only that the authentication is not working, and HEMA is debugging on that.
Okay.
Suchitra, sorry, before we had an issue here in Berlin with audio from Hardik's laptop. I wanted to have a question to you related to the Jira that you have assigned to yourself for making sure that the tests actually check for the added version, of the flows.
This one?
In August? Yes, that one. Are you taking care of it, or should we move it and do it ourselves?
No. I have already taken care of it. I didn't submit the patch yet. I have the changes already, but I'm just waiting until the problem is actually fixed, because otherwise the test will be shown as failed. So I didn't merge that particular change.
What is the issue that needs to be fixed?
No. I was yesterday, day before. No. I think on Tuesday I didn't merge the patch because you were still working on the pending add and pending delete issues, right? In the honors.
So I think that is actually done at the moment, meaning that I've merged the patch on the agent that was causing issues.
Okay.
So I think you can retry it on latest master pending the things that we are seeing, and I think that can be merged, given a retry.
Yeah, let me retry and then I'll check if everything works. Then I will merge the fix as well.
Okay, perfect. Let us add us to the review so we can take a look. I think I know very well how to reduce the issue.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, this is the test issues I'm fixing. I'm adding some assertions to check for any pending flows.
Yeah, that's great. Perfect. That's what we were looking for.
Yeah, so I'll do that definitely. Okay. Yeah, so moving on, anything else regarding pods? Andrea, Berlin pod is fine?
Yeah, Berlin pod is fine. At least the XGS side of things is perfectly fine. The GPON is not, but that's something we're taking care of with EdgeCore. We have a ticket open with them, and there's a few of them actually looking into it. So I hope to get it fixed, but at least we can, the nightly tests are running on the XGS PON with no issues at all.
Okay, yeah, so there is one, that reminds me that there is one ticket for you where you were working on multiple OLTs. So we still keep this open, right?
Yeah, we'll still keep this open. The thing is, I cannot really, there's no way I can test any of this before I get a second OLT operational. So, and since my pod is the only one that has two OLTs that we can actually use both for testing, I think that's going to be sitting there until we have a fix for everything.
Okay. Yeah, so if we cannot do it by 2.3, then next week we can assess this ticket and move it to future.
Yeah, given the cutoff date of the 23rd, I would probably say move it to future.
That's better.
Most likely, there are going to be more important things to do before the 23rd than this one.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, so I moved it. Thanks, Andrea. Yeah, so all right. Sorry. Yeah, moving on to the test executions updates. We just talked about test integrations for the to the nightly jobs, and the OF Agent Go version also will be coming tonight, the new job. And by the way, Andrea, I'm first enabling the Go version based installation on ONF demo port. So because I have already tested it, and I'll monitor it 2 days, and then I can create another job for Berlin as well if required.
That sounds perfect.
And yeah, so by the way, I'm not sure if everyone moved to the new OpenOLT, but we had discussed last week. But that seems to have an issue. So we moved from ONF ports, I moved back to the older version that we had been using. So please do not use this until, again, further notice. I will check with Saurav and Girish on this when we can move to the latest OpenOLT again.
Sorry, Suchitra, just one quick question. What was the issue that was coming up on this OpenOLT? Because I'm having problems with installing the OpenOLT on the GPON here, and it might be something related, possibly.
No, we didn't see with the installation. What Matt has observed was for the reboots, when you reboots, the indications were not shown.
Okay, it's completely unrelated. Thanks.
Yeah, and we haven't really tested on the our ONF demo ports. On the ONF ports completely, and so I do not know if there are any other issues related to this package. Yeah, so if possible, you can move back to the older one, and then you can take from one of our.
But the real issue is that there is no old one for the GPON.
Oh, okay.
That's this is the first time we actually build it for the GPON, so that's why I cannot really go back. We built it with master, and that's gonna stay with it. That's it. So it's okay. We'll try and see things with EdgeCore.
Okay.
Suchitra, Suraj here.
Yeah, Suraj.
So on the latest OpenOLT, we had fixed that P-bit issue. I mean, all the traffic with all the P-bits, it was not parsing Voltha earlier. So I think Girish had fixed that. So still we should go back to the old OpenOLT, or?
So where did he fix it? Do you know?
Actually, on 2054, I had linked that issue. I don't remember I don't remember the ID. I think it's 2616. Bug ID was 2616.
This one.
Yeah, 2616. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, why don't you? Is this? Oh, in the adapter. There are two fixes. Looks like, right? And the OpenOLT also, but I'm not sure which version of OpenOLT. Can you just check with Girish on it, please?
Yeah, sure. Sure.
Yeah, if it is on the one that he had generated recently, 2.3 version. Yeah, then we need. Yeah, then you need to use this latest one.
Yeah. Sure, I will confirm with him.
Okay, so anybody from TT? The last thing, which I didn't add to the agenda here. We talked about DT test cases. Anyone from Turk Telecom on the call? Okay. And no other items on the agenda.
Hi, Squish.
Hey.
Squishra, hi. I am Emran. This is my first time to attending this meeting. And my teammate Tolga is also attended to meeting. We are working on this ticket, as I understood, HSI, VoIP, and VOT services and multicast services will be tested. Am I right?
Yeah, and first of all, welcome then to the team. Yeah, let me just bring the Jira. I'm not sure if there are any tickets that were created. Looks like we don't have any TT-based tickets. Did you already create any tickets?
I will check. I've seen some Excel. Yeah. This file.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is
this one.
Target timeline. Yeah, end of February. Yes, this one.
Mm-hmm.
We are working on this issue, and I expect to deliver it to next meeting. This one.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure, sounds good. So, if you don't have a ticket, I can create a ticket and assign it to you. So,
Okay. You can.
And can you please Slack me your ID, if you don't mind? Do you use Slack? Or you can email me.
Okay, I can give you my email, emranuzun at netsia.com.
Can you type it into the chat?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah. Okay.
And can you also give Tolga's and Basak's email?
Basak will be left. I think she wouldn't be attend anymore. Tolga and I will be attend to next meetings.
Okay, sure, sounds good.
Okay.
And how do we pronounce your name, please?
Emre Han.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So is this the only ticket that you'll be working on right now, right? So you will be working on this ticket.
Yeah. This one.
And another question is, will you be using our automation framework?
Yeah.
What does it
Can you continue? You can continue.
Okay, thank you very much, Imran. Sorry if my pronunciation is wrong.
Yeah. It's right. It's okay.
Okay, all right. Anyone else has any other items to discuss before we close out the meeting today? Okay, sounds good. All right, thanks everyone. Thanks for your contributions and your time. We'll talk again next week, same time.
Thank you.
Thanks all.
Thanks all. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay.